Sittin with Steve.
Coming up on this episode of Sittin with Steve, we're getting creative with Jessica Canzone, founder and lead photographer at Jessie James Photography, to find out that just because you snap it doesn't mean you've captured it. Watch as this photo develops. More on that now.
How you kind of see things like creeping in, and it's funny because it made me think of something. When I first picked up a camera was probably like around the time I was a chef, because I thought I would be interested in food photography. So I had gotten like a camera, and I was like, oh, like that seems like maybe something I would like to do. Like that'd be kind of cool, you know? And then like I never did anything with it. Like I messed around with the camera a little bit, and then I got like onto something else. Like I was like, all right, what else do I want to do?
So that's called intuition. And I wonder if you can talk about what that voice felt like, what it sounded like, and because it puts you on a path to be here.
Yeah, like I literally like never like I even did like I remember it was Easter. I went with my family, and I had taken this new camera that I got, and I was like, oh, like I'll take a couple of pictures of them. And then like I put it away for like a couple of years. Then I started nannying and waitressing. And then like I started to take pictures of the little kid that I was babysitting for, and I'd be like sending it to his mother, like, oh, this is so cute. Then my niece was born, and then that's when I like was like, oh, all right, like
It was very organic.
What happened?
It was a very organic.
Oh yeah. Like it kind of just fell in. Like she was born, and I was like, I just want every picture of her. Like I just want her plastered all over the place. So I whipped out that camera. I set up a little setup in my living room, and I was like, all right, like this is it. Like, and I just started getting better and better. And I was like, you know what? Like maybe like I can do this. Like,
well, you are doing this, LJ, and the name of the company is?
I did it. Jessie James Photography.
We're here with LJ. Jessie James. Is it LJ? Do we not go that much?
No, everyone calls me Jess, but LJ. Jess. Everyone when I was younger calls me LJ.
We're here with Jess from, what is it called again?
Jessie James Photography.
We have a Jess from Jessie James Photography. We got to edit. We got to do some editing there. Ready? We're here with Jess from Jessie James Photography.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Oh, thanks.
And now that we know how you got here, where is here, and what keeps you up at night? Because you're running a business, you're in your kind of thing. What keeps you up at night? What is it? You already told us your brain is pretty active. So yeah. What are those things? What are those?
It's wearing all the hats.
17.
You got to wear 17 hats. You got to be social. You have a business. You have to be a social media influencer. You got to be a bookkeeper, photographer. You know, you got to do all your stuff that you do with taking the pictures. It's like a million things, you know, and it's just you. Like there's no one else. It's just, especially with this kind of business, like not all businesses are really like that. And I'm sure there are other photographers and, you know, people in the field that have a little more. But like for me, I'm like a one-woman show. Like this is it. You come here, you get me. That's it. Like I'm doing it all.
Well, I'm sure there's going to be some good B-roll on this one because it's beautiful down here.
Oh, thanks.
And, I think if people see the setups you have here, you should come down here, guys. It's pretty awesome.
I got all my spring up right now.
Laura, can you call them before everybody?
Yeah, I want Laura and all the little munchkins to come in.
So I'd like you, if you can, to finish this statement. And when you answer, you kind of look at the camera, because there's someone whose intuition may be telling them something now, and they're not really sure how to listen to that. But maybe I don't. The way this internet thing is working, like words can really travel, and we just don't know. It's like a big
Yeah.
question mark. Um, if you were to say something to somebody out there, I don't know who needs to hear this, but and then
Let me think about this for a second. Does it have to be photography related, or it could just be like
it could be anything.
a new photographer?
It could
Maybe?
be just somebody that needs to hear a kind word that you don't know. Whatever you want to say. Or maybe if you're talking to yourself 10 years ago.
Oh, that's a good one. My younger self. I don't know who needs to hear this, but things will get better.
Short.
Short and
Like
sweet.
you.
Short and sweet.
Short and sweet.
Short and sweet. Things will get better. I feel like, right now it's like a very weird time. And there's a lot of, so you're probably interviewing these businesses, and I'm sure like a pretty common thing is a lot of them are, in a place where it's like feels weird. Because I know for me it feels weird. Like I noticed last year was a little weird. This year was like very weird, where I just felt like I was like, what is going on? Like this is not normal. Times are weird. People are not out spending their, and I watched the Mike's Place one that you did, and I know for him it was like a lot of COVID happens, and like people stop going out, and they're like afraid to go out to eat. They don't want to go in the restaurant. Everything is DoorDash. Everything's like instant now. You don't have to like it's like instant gratification. So I'm sure like a lot of businesses, like they're feeling the same kind of things. I know even in my field, like I speak to other photographers and we're all like, what's going on? Like it's so slow. Like no one's afraid to spend money. You got things crashing, like
Trade wars
trade wars. Like I mean, people are afraid to spend, and I don't blame them either, because it's like weird times. But I just feel like there's been other weird times and bad things that have happened in the world and everything else, and eventually it goes, like the cycle will change, you know what I mean?
It's very uncertain situation.
It feels uncertain, but I feel like it's gonna, like, eventually it has to change.
This information was passed on to me, so I must repeat it because you said the word weird like 8 times. Do you know weird, the etymology of the word weird?
What?
It's Old English and it means destiny.
Wow, really?
It does. So when someone is weird, it might be because they're going after their destiny. And, you know, economically, that might be we've done something that needs to be undone, and there's some hardship to take, and maybe you don't get the Lexus, you get the Toyota. Like
Right.
that's what it feels like in America. But in other places, this is a bigger drop, and we'll see where it goes. We have to take our medicine, but if we're picking up a camera because we have a passion for it, and we're opening up business because you like taking these pictures, then that's weird too. And
Yeah.
that's a good thing. You know what I mean? Sometimes we see the weirdness out there, and we should see that's not weird. Isn't necessarily bad. It might be different, and people don't really like different. So change kind of.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't like change. Some people thrive. Some people hate it.
And so I always say, be comfortable being uncomfortable, and sometimes bad things are going to happen. So in the book, I write about lemon. You got to take the lemons and make the lemonade. Obviously that stain's been around forever, but it's in my head. So, can you tell us about a time in this business where you were given some lemons and you had to make lemonade? It doesn't have to be this business. It could be fucking pulling wire. Pulling what?
Yeah, I feel like it's like that every day a little bit. I feel like I gotta make them every day.
Well,
Only because I just feel like in order to do this type of a career and type of a job, like you have to really love it because nothing's guaranteed. There's always going to be competition, like you're not guaranteed work tomorrow, so I feel like you have to have the mindset and not really be afraid of change too much because you're constantly having to think outside of the box, like, all right, like, well, what can I do to make this better now? You know, I feel like I'm constantly doing that where I'm like, all right, like, this ain't working. Now what? What are we doing today to do this? And then that's where I get like the ADD because then I'm like, all right, what if I start an Etsy store? And then I'm like, all right, wait, no, like, we can't start Etsy stores. We need to like focus on marketing for the business. Like, like the Etsy store will come later, but like, I just feel like, you have to really love it to, because you don't have that security.
if you're enjoying this episode of Sittin' with Steve, we invite you to check out the audiobook. Clip here. Chapter 7. Pro tips to consider. About jobs. Success will never be in the job description. Art for art's sake.
Yeah, like it's literally the life of an artist. Like you don't know. Everything's uncertain. And you know, and it's a very for this particular thing, it's a very oversaturated market. There's a million just in Staten Island alone.
The lemons are supplied. There's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Okay. That's part of capitalism is having competitive environments. We all used to go to Sears. Take a picture,
yeah, poor Sears. Look, Sears is out. J.C. Penney out.
Right?
Like,
we all had those pictures, and now it's like, all right, I'm telling you, this is so much better than the pictures I took. Like, in the mall, just like that.
Yeah, well, it's it's a little more art based.
Yeah. And
like I feel like J.C. Penney was very commercial. Like you come in, you sit. Now everyone's doing those like fake J.C. Penney ones that you did when you're a kid. Like
oh yeah,
you like do it as an adult. So like doing all these weird poses. I'm like, oh my god, like
sign me up for one of those.
Oh, it's so funny.
Coming soon, Steve.
J.C. Penney.
Steve goes back to the 80s. And I got the originals too, so we'll do I'll wear the same thing.
Yeah. Well, that's what they do. Then they show their like kids ones and then their adult one.
That's gonna fuck Jordan. Well, listen. Sometimes we make the lemonades ourselves, right? And we just sit there, we chug along, we pull them down. But it's nice when people help us with the lemons. And as a business owner, as a motivated woman, where do you go for motivation? Where do you go for support? Like, where do you find that place where you can, be vulnerable and be taken care of?
Oh, that's one. Well, luckily, I'm in a very fortunate position. My husband is like the main, he mainly provides so that I can do this. Like, if I didn't have him, I probably wouldn't be able to do this like full time. I would have to do something else, especially right now, because I've gotten slower over the last year and a half, just with the way the economy is and people not spending. And then for motivation, I feel like the motivation, I feel like it just comes from myself because I don't want to fail. Like, I don't have that kind of, I feel like my fear is mostly of failing. Like, I'm like, I don't want to fail. Like, so I'll just keep going, keep going, keep going. And then having that in the back of my mind, like, things are going to get better. Like, there will be, I don't like to put in the seeds of doubt, because I feel like then when you put the seeds of doubt, like it just sprouts. So I like to try to keep my mind where I'm in a position of like, all right, this is what we're dealing with. Like, this is what we got to do. But I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it wasn't for like my situation that I'm in with him. Like, if I didn't have him to.
You want to shout him out?
Oh yeah, hi Matt.
Make sure we get that twinkle thing effect going on over there.
But yeah. And then, also too, like I'm in a group with a bunch of other photographers, and we all like talk and get, vent our frustrations, see what's going on, what each other are dealing with at this, in this time, like.
Who got the new like memory card?
Yeah, or like, what do I do for this? Like, if there's a problem, we'll ask each other, like, what would you do? What would you say?
We're over here at Classic Pizza. We're extending the Brandon Rocchio sale event. Come in and say Steve sent you, you get a free slice of pizza. All May, get a free slice of pizza. You get one if you're in the caravan. Everyone else, come in and get a slice of pizza. Sitting with Steve. Tell him Steve sent you. Shout out to your husband for the support.
Yeah.
The intrinsic motivation, as I like to say, you are intrinsically motivated. I will say that being motivated by fear is very common. I think it's extremely common, and in some ways, we're always motivated by fear, so it's fear and the it's fear or love. So we could be motivated by purpose, love, and that side of the equation, and it's generally easy. It's easier in the long run. It might not, someone pisses you off, you knock them out, you feel like you succeeded, but you were responding to something, And I found in my first my first run in Wall Street, that I was motivated by anger, and fear a lot, and trying to make different decisions. Doesn't always happen, but trying to make better decisions because I'm in, this trade war, like I'm in the thick of it, and as business people, we get to be good to each other. And the more that happens, I just think, you know, if the economy slows or things slow down, we can at least be good and decent people.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, listen, we all, like, I feel like that's on a whole different level of, like, like, we're all pretty much, very deep, but we're all pretty much here. I believe that we're all here, and our entire purpose is to help each other. Like, that's it. That's what this life is. The whole human experience is not meant to be.
There you go.
Alone.
Jump in that fucking hole. Go deep. I'm
It
with
is.
you. So
Right?
what? I'm 100% with you. It's you get to choose how you show up. And if someone's like, "Oh, you made me angry," no one made you shit. Like you made you that, and you're able to choose how you show up. And if you hurt people, hurt people. So when people are throwing
Yeah.
out stuff, it's because they're angry, they're hurt, they're in some type of pain. But a healthy person doesn't have to be hurt by a hurt person. And when we choose to do that, it gives that person a chance to heal. And everyone's like, "Oh, that person did this to me." Okay, so what? So they did that to you. You know, so they blackballed you from an industry or whatever it is. What
Yeah.
happens? It's like,
Yeah.
it's all right.
And also, too, holding on to it yourself.
Then it's yours. Why do you want?
Yeah, like, I feel like that brings you down, too. Like, when you hold in all that, when you hold in anger and hold on to things, it, like, is like a poison in your body.
Do you let it out in any specific way?
I feel like, with being creative, I feel like is a really good expression of, like, and I've always been like that my whole life, like always gone the creative route, because I feel like it helps, like, express a number of things, you know, like happiness, joy, sadness, like, you know. So I feel like that's always been my outlet.
That that's awesome. So if anybody who needs to hear that being creative is a great way to
Oh, yeah.
stress reduce.
There's even now, like, there's a thing called creative therapy where, like, you go and it's like therapy, but, like, you're doing stuff.
Yeah.
Like painting, like all these ceramics.
Don't be telling the secrets of creative postures.
Yeah.
That's the Steve Thomas coaching method. We do some of that stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we do. We have the Healing Center in Pennsylvania. We do some creative workshopping.
Yeah.
And a lot of that is included. Haven't really gone public with that yet. So, you know, but
Oh, that's
it's
cool.
good to know other people are doing the same thing.
I just heard of it not that
Right,
long
Jordan?
ago. And I was like, wow, that's like amazing and genius. Like, you know, I mean,
It's
because there's really like, you know, so not everyone's good at like talking about how they feel, or even especially like kids, like who can't communicate how they feel yet. Like they're just, you know, they don't have the words to process and to say things. So they, you know, draw a picture or whatever, you know what I mean?
the language is constrained by our ability and our awareness of it. So if we don't have words, it's very hard. But like in a color and pressing, and so you can express differently. Then you don't need a vocabulary. That's just more organic.
Right.
I do pro tips. I don't know if you've seen some of them, like pro tips with Steve.
No.
Yes, we do pro tips. We need some more pro tips.
What's my pro tip?
That's the question. What's your pro tip? Look at the camera. Tell us. And you gotta say pro tip, like, and you could say it like Steve too.
Pro tip on what?
Any pro tip: life, photography, the pursuit of happiness, pearls of wisdom. Pro tip. Just say pro tip first.
Oh, pearl of wisdom. How about pro tip, fake it till you make it?
That's a good one. That's in the book.
Is it?
Yeah, you must have didn't read it.
I didn't read it yet. I'm gonna read it. I gotta read it. I'm gonna read it. I promise.
It's a story for us all, because fake it till you make it is.
That's what I did. Listen, that's literally how I started.
That's what creating is. It's taking from what's not and bringing it to what it is. It wasn't there because it wasn't there. Now it's here. That's what creating is.
Yeah, I had a friend tell me that actually when I first started, because I felt very weird. Like I was like, you know, who's gonna like want to hire me? Like I just started, like, and she was like, just see yourself as a photographer, like, and then you'll be it. And I was like, okay. And she was right. Like I just started saying, all right, I'm a photographer, and then it became that. You know what I mean? Like I just became it.
And you get on a big show in front of the teens.
So
the teens of people. The 15
if this ends up being seen by a lot now, I'm gonna be crying. I'm gonna be like, oh,
my 12 followers.
Oh God.
Oh man, it's funny. Let me ask you a question. What's a song? I also like songs. What is a song that gets you going?
My favorite song ever?
That's it.
Gypsy, Stevie Nicks.
That was fucking quick. People took a lot longer. That was the fastest one.
It's my top song ever.
Gypsy.
That's the one thing I can't do is I can't
That's
sing.
that one, right?
Yeah. That's it.
Everybody loves Stevie. Everybody loves Stevie.
Stevie Nicks. Do you know, I always said this, if I ever had a girl, I was going to name her Stevie, but not a boy.
What's wrong with that? You got a problem? You gangbanging on Stevies?
I said I was going to be Stevie like Stevie Nicks.
Well, Stevie Wonder came first.
Oh,
Just saying. Just saying. See, I love Stevie Nicks.
Stevie Nicks is the best.
I asked my wife.
I feel like she's like my, talk about like icon. That's her. Is she? No, she's
like great. She's awesome.
She's like
she's talking to spirits and stuff. She's on to some. I'm telling you, she's talking to some stuff. I'm saying she's hearing it too. This isn't like woo-woo stuff.
Oh, don't make me feel bad about Stevie Nicks.
Oh, why? We also.
I love her.
Who do you think told you to get that camera? I'll leave it at that. How about a quote to consider? Do you have any like mantras? Womantra. You have a womantra?
I've been trying to get better with mantras, to be honest. I started like watching this guy on Instagram and he gives you mantras every day. I'm like, I really need to start doing this.
Should I give out mantras every day?
You should. I feel like when this guy does it, I like always watch the videos. I watch the videos of the mantras.
If the algorithm like mantras, I'll give you a fucking
telling you.
mantras. If the algorithm likes mantras, I'll be the Nolan Ryan of fucking mantras. Let me tell you. Fastballs. What's yours?
I feel like my mantra is like everything happens for a reason. It's like something that I kind of truly stand by and believe.
It's a good one. I think you're right.
Yeah. I'm like a very, like, that's what I believe, truly. I don't believe in many coincidences. I feel like everything is shaped into what you're supposed to do, happen, and like little things can like, change it up a little bit, but like you're ultimately doing exactly what you're meant to do.
And here we are doing it.
And we're doing it.
You're a big time photographer. On a big time
I wish I was.
On a big time
I wish I was
we
big
are.
time.
We said we are.
Yeah, we are. That's right. We're big time photographer. Big time show.
Talk show host, Steve.
Fake it until you make it.
And the final thing I'd like to kind of wrap with is I believe in the power of gratitude. I think it's like one of those things that when you want to choose love and choose purpose, gratitude's like the oar that gets you in that direction. So if you could just share what you're grateful for in this moment.
So many things. Again, it's like always like looking on the bright side. You always, like I always say, like, all right, things may not always be perfect, but I have so much to be grateful for. My family, friends, my husband, my nieces, my nephew, like, that's, I feel like, what's most important. More than this. And like the little things, like everybody's healthy, so we're good. Like it can always be worse. So I always thank my lucky stars for that. Where I'm like, all right, it's gonna be okay.
Well, we're for all of us at Creative Postures, we are definitely grateful that you came to sit with Steve. I am grateful. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for having me
on this, and all of our viewers will see and comment.
Oh God.
But most importantly, hopefully, how you got into this business, why people choose the professions they choose, and success is usually pretty tied to passion and purpose. And like, you gotta want to do something. Like I said, art for art's sake. You're doing that here. I think you're gonna be very successful with it. I think if you could pull wire, you could take pictures.
Yeah, that's true.
And using that and channeling that creativity and all that extra energy in through creativity, you're already doing what those guys are going to tell you got to do. You're doing it, and you're not only doing it, you're turning it into commerce, which is taking pain and making money. That's magic. So you're a magician. Thank you for joining us today. Yeah. This is Sittin with Steve. Jess, thank you so much. Have a good one.